with Nick Friar, our Red Sox analyst. All right, JD Martinez showing up in Fort Myers. Once they got their contract done, what was your immediate reaction to the stare down that finally turned into what I think is a pretty good deal money-wise?
I'm shocked at how well it worked out for both ends. You get 2 years, then you have the option to buy out. Worked out well for JD Martinez. He's going to get his money. It's a front-loaded contract. Worked out well for the Red Sox. They get the bat that they wanted. Seems like this is the guy they wanted from day one. As much as I would have preferred Giancarlo Stanton, JD Martinez was my close second, and there wasn't really a third at all, Yanni. So I think it worked out well for both sides. Very excited for what this guy brings to the table.
What does he bring to the table? Obviously, hitting is his forte. Last year, career year. Some people starting to poke holes in his resume. He was out of baseball. He's bopped around. 2 teams last year. Is that just a bunch of hot air, or is he, while not in Giancarlo Stanton's league, maybe just a notch below?
I would say a notch below, definitely not in the same league. But you know what? It's a good thing for the Red Sox having a guy like this, that it's someone that fans, personalities are kind of doubting him right now. So when he does well, then fans are going to cling to him right away. And that's what JD Martinez is going to be, a guy who impresses you with his bat night in, night out. He has power. I understand the biggest concern with him, at least on my end, is his durability. You look at over his career, he's only had 1 season where he's played over 130 games.
Okay.
That's my biggest concern with him right now. But no matter what, the power numbers are always there. We see it rise as he plays more. It just makes sense. And look, now he's in Fenway Park. He's going to play at Camden Yards 9 times a year, Yankee Stadium 9 times a year. That's going to help him too. I understand the Diamondbacks have an advantage in terms of the home run game, but they had I wouldn't go and take that away from him as much as fans want to right now.
All right, so obviously the outfield is pretty stacked right now. Is he purely going to DH? Where does he fit? And if that leaves Hanley at first, where does Mitch Moreland?
Well, Mitch Moreland's getting Chris Young money. So Mitch Moreland, I think, was an ultra backup plan. Really didn't want to have to use him on a daily basis if it was possible. Hanley, saying that he wants to play first base 150, 158 games through the year. So he's comfortable with that spot. JD Martinez, could he learn first base? Absolutely. I mean, anyone that wants to say it's an overly complicated position, they're just trying to sound like they know a lot. But first base, designated hitter works out well, and I think that's where they have him slated in right now because the outfield, the way it's set up. I mean, those guys, they get the job done. They have speed, and Bradley Jr. and Mookie Betts have great arms too.
All right, you put something out there on Twitter about David Price in an article saying the fans are going to get on you, but you'll love the clubhouse. Is this a situation he's coming to Boston because they gave him the most money, or do you think he actually wants to be here and he'll join a clubhouse culture that we hope is improving from what we saw last year?
I think money was most important for him when it came down to it all. But, he deserved a certain amount of money. He wasn't going to get it from anywhere else. I know the Diamondbacks tried their best, but they just couldn't muster up that type of cash. So they tried to do all the little things. So, yeah, I think money was a big factor for him. There's no question. That's why it took so long for this to happen, Yanni. But when it comes, is he like David Price? Is he just here for the money? I don't think he's just a hired gun, and I also think he's dealt with more adversity than a David Price has. David Price has always been the guy, the man, wherever he's went. He went to Detroit, it's a great ad. He went to the Blue Jays, he's our savior. Comes to Boston, he doesn't do well, and they lay into him a little bit. JD Martinez has had a point where baseball, not just the fan base, baseball has rejected him. So he's dealt with that kind of adversity, and he's bounced back twice as strong from it. So I think he'll be able to handle this. And look, David Price even said it. He wants to win here. He wants to know what that feeling's like. It's totally. You ask Rick Porcello. He's had some bad years, and he had that great year. I think he'll tell you it's a little bit different when things are going well for you. When
All right, February 21st, as we stand here now, top to bottom, better, Red Sox or Yankees?
Oof. I still am going to give the edge to the Yankees just because that 3-4-5 with Sanchez included in there is lights out. Didi Gregorius said is coming off a great year too. They have Gleyber Torres, who it looks like is slated in to be their second baseman. A hot young prospect. And that pitching staff, I understand that people want to say that Mike Monacovo will say that they don't have a good pitching staff. Masahiro Tanaka did a lot better as the year went along last year. Sonny Gray, Luis Severino. That's a great 1, 2, 3 right there. CC, look, if CC's your 5, he's a poor man's 4. It's not that bad. And then they got Montgomery.
Well, you agree the Red Sox have a better
pitching staff, but that lineup is explosive. And
so you expect both teams to make the playoffs?
I would think so, yeah. But I give the edge to the Yankees still.
All right, there you have it. Nick Friar, thanks.